Have you ever caught yourself mid-step feeling your foot drag just enough to make your heart skip a beat, and then thought, what if I had actually fallen? For many people over 60, walking has always been second nature. But here's the thing. The way we walk can quietly change over time, and those tiny changes can make the difference between staying steady and taking a dangerous tumble. You might already be doing all the right things, walking daily, wearing comfortable shoes, staying active. Yet, even with good habits, there are subtle walking mistakes that can slowly increase your fall risk without you realizing it. Today, I want to share 7 common walking patterns I've seen in older adults. Patterns that seem harmless but can quietly put your safety at risk. And more importantly, I'll show you how to change them with small, gentle adjustments that restore your confidence and balance. Stay with me until the very last tip because it's the one almost no one talks about, and it might just transform the way you walk for the rest of your life. Let's begin. 1. Taking short, shuffling steps. As we age, muscles in the legs, especially those that lift the feet, can lose strength. Stiff joints in the hips and knees can make our steps shorter without us even noticing. The problem? When your foot barely clears the ground, it's easier to catch on small obstacles like rug edges, cracks in the sidewalk, or even uneven tiles at home. Harvard researchers have found that reducing step height by just half an inch can significantly increase trip risk. I remember walking one cool morning with Robert, a 78-year-old neighbor who's been active all his life. He greeted everyone with a smile, but I noticed something different. His feet seemed to skim the ground rather than lift. He joked, "Cold mornings make me lazy to pick up my feet." Just a week later, his wife told me he'd tripped over the edge of a living room rug. He wasn't badly hurt, but he spent days moving gingerly, suddenly aware of his vulnerability. What changed things for him was a small practice, imagining stepping over a thin line with each stride. Just 5 minutes a day on a flat, safe surface helped retrain his muscle memory. Within weeks, his steps were longer and smoother as Frel, and his eyes could finally wander to the trees and sky instead of the ground right in front of his toes. If you've noticed your steps getting shorter lately, try this today. You may be surprised at how quickly your walking feels lighter and safer. 2. Walking with your eyes glued to the ground. Many older adults believe that constantly watching their feet will prevent tripping, but when your head stays down for long stretches, your shoulders round forward, your spine curves, and your center of gravity shifts, all of which can actually make you less stable. Mayo Clinic experts note that posture plays a huge role in balance. A hunched position reduces your ability to adjust quickly if you stumble. Margaret, 72, understood this the hard way. After a minor fall the previous year, she began walking with her chin tucked and her gaze fixed on the pavement. One afternoon, I joined her for a stroll in the park. We passed blooming flower beds, children playing, a clear blue sky overhead, but Margaret didn't see any of it. Her steps were cautious, her breathing shallow, her shoulders tight. Halfway through, she stumbled over a tree root she hadn't noticed in time, even though she'd been watching her step. The fix was surprisingly simple. Lifting her gaze just slightly, scanning 5 to 10 feet ahead while glancing down only when needed. Within weeks, she stood taller, her breathing eased, and her stride became more relaxed. She began to notice the birds again, the smiles from neighbors, small joys that had been missing from her walks. Good posture isn't just about looking confident. It's about giving your body the alignment it needs to keep you steady. Number 3, rushing to finish the walk. Sometimes we think, if I just walk faster, I'll get my exercise done and get back home. But pushing the pace without control can shorten your stride, throw off your rhythm, and make it harder to recover if you trip. Physical therapists often say smooth is safe. That means controlled, consistent steps. Not necessarily slow, but steady. I saw this with Linda, 69, who power walked her neighborhood loop every morning. Her arms pumped, her feet slapped the pavement, and she was always a little out of breath by the time she reached her front gate. She admitted she sometimes felt a little dizzy when she stopped suddenly. One morning, as she sped past a driveway, a small dog darted out. She tried to sidestep, but her momentum carried her forward, nearly toppling her. When she began walking at a moderate rhythmic pace, counting 1, 2 with each step, she found she could go farther without fatigue. She noticed more of her surroundings, greeted more neighbors, and didn't have to brace herself at every turn. Her exercise no longer felt like a race to finish, but a safe, enjoyable ritual. And if you feel rushed on your walks, remember, this is your time. Safety and steadiness will serve you far better than speed. 4. Walking without swinging your arms. Your arms aren't just for balance when you walk. They actually help propel you forward and stabilize your whole body. When the arms hang stiffly at your sides, your upper body loses some of that natural counterbalance, making it harder to recover if you misstep. According to a study from the Journal of Biomechanics, coordinated arm movement can reduce the side-to-side sway that often leads to falls. Take George, 74, who had grown used to walking with his hands clasped behind his back. He said it felt comfortable and proper. But one day, while stepping off a curb, his foot landed slightly sideways. Without the natural swing of his arms to help correct his balance, he stumbled and had to grab a lamppost to steady himself. When George started practicing gentle arm swings, not exaggerated, just enough to match his stride, he noticed an immediate difference. His walk felt smoother, his balance stronger. He even said it made him feel more alive, as if his whole body was part of the movement instead of just his legs. Next time you walk, let your arms move naturally, opposite to your legs. You'll likely feel steadier and notice that your steps flow more easily. 5. Ignoring uneven surfaces. Flat, predictable paths feel safe, but life isn't always flat, and avoiding all uneven ground can make you less prepared when you do encounter it. As we age, our ankles and hips can lose flexibility if we only ever walk on smooth surfaces. That stiffness means we can't adapt as quickly when the ground changes beneath us. Emma, 70, loved her daily mall walks. Polished floors, no surprises. One weekend, her granddaughter invited her for a stroll in the park. Just a few minutes in, a small patch of uneven gravel threw her off balance. She caught herself, but it scared her enough to cut the walk short. Her doctor suggested gradually introducing varied terrain into her routine, a short grass lawn, a dirt path, or a gentle slope. At first, Emma felt uncertain, but with time, her feet and ankles began adjusting naturally. She found she could read the ground better, spotting changes in texture or incline before stepping. Building this adaptability is like teaching your body a language it forgot, the language of reacting quickly and smoothly when the surface changes. A few minutes a week on safe, uneven ground can make the difference between a stumble and a confident step. 6. Walking in poorly lit areas. Vision is a crucial part of balance. Dim lighting can hide small hazards that become trip risks: a curled rug edge, a stray shoe, a step you didn't see coming. As we age, our eyes need more light to see clearly, especially in the evening. The American Optometric Association notes that people over 60 may require up to 3 times more light than younger adults for the same level of visibility. Frank, 81, prided himself on his independence. He often took a quick walk around his yard after dinner. One autumn evening, as the daylight faded, he didn't notice a garden hose stretched across the grass. His foot caught, and he tumbled forward onto his hands and knees. He avoided serious injury, but the scare stayed with him. His family installed brighter outdoor lighting and motion sensor lamps along his usual path. Frank also began carrying a lightweight flashlight when walking in dim conditions. Suddenly, obstacles that were once invisible stood out clearly, and his evening walks felt safe again. If you enjoy walking early in the morning or after sunset, make sure your path is well lit. It's a simple change that can prevent a very painful accident. 7. Not paying attention to fatigue. Walking while tired may seem harmless, but fatigue affects balance, reaction time, and even how your feet strike the ground. When you're physically or mentally drained, you may drag your feet, shorten your stride, or stop noticing hazards around you. Susan, 76, liked to fit in a quick walk after busy mornings caring for her husband. She often felt a bit worn out, but thought the walk would wake her up. One day, halfway around the block, she realized she was shuffling more than stepping, her thoughts drifting elsewhere. She didn't see the uneven paving stone until her shoe caught on it. After that, Susan started scheduling her walks earlier in the day when her energy was higher. On busier days, she'd take a shorter route rather than push herself when tired. Not only did her walks feel safer, but she also enjoyed them more, noticing the flowers in bloom and the warm breeze instead of focusing on just getting through it. Listening to your body is a form of respect. Walking is best done when you have enough energy to stay present and steady. The way you walk is more than just putting one foot in front of the other. It's a conversation between your muscles, joints, vision, and awareness. Small habits, like lifting your feet, looking ahead, letting your arms swing, practicing on varied terrain, using good lighting, and honoring your energy, can be the difference between feeling cautious and walking with quiet confidence. Think of your body like a well-loved garden. It doesn't need dramatic changes overnight, just small, consistent care to keep it thriving. A little more lift in your step, a little more awareness in your surroundings, and a little more kindness toward your limits can add years of steady, independent walking to your life. And remember, it's never too late to improve the way you move. Whether you're 60 or 90, these changes can start today, right where you are. If this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to like this video and share it with a friend who could use a boost in their walking confidence. And if you've ever caught yourself making one of these walking mistakes, let me know in the comments. You're not alone, and your story might help someone else feel less alone too.